The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another episode of HBCU. It's your boy Poopel. Got my man Aunt Patty Murphy in the building. What's good, my boy?
Man, I'm still getting my butt whooped by these allergies.
Listen,
making a comeback at all, bro.
Oh man, you down 3-1. I think it's about to be 4-1. Ain't gonna be 4-1.
Yeah, man, they about to close me out, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I thought I was gonna for those of you wondering why we came back and had the I thought I could get back in time. I was running back. I was like, I don't hear the music playing no more. Oh shoot.
I ain't gonna lie, I was looking down at my phone watching this game.
Yeah. Lakers up 3 right now.
Yeah,
Playing a little bit better than they was the other night. So
looking like we're gonna get a flagrant foul on somebody.
Yeah, I know. So Coach LeBron in there trying to figure out what's going on. But man, it's great to be back for another episode of HBCU. I'll talk about some good old spouts in the HBCU realm. I guess we can start off with football, man. I want to start off, man, with North Carolina Central, our reigning HBCU national champs. This week on the floor, on the Capitol, U.S. Capitol floor, they were recognized by their Representative Valerie Fauci from North Carolina's 4th District. She basically did a resolution recognizing the team, and it reads, today on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives, Representative Valerie Fauci presented a resolution honoring our incredible Eagle football team and their historic HBCU national football title win. So congratulations again are coming in for them. Recognition, well-deserved recognition. Some I wondered, man, do FCS schools, do they visit the White House? As far as like when they win the national championship and stuff?
I don't know. Some FBS schools don't.
That's true. Yeah. Georgia's not. Optically, it looks like it kind of looks like, oh, they're not going because for political reasons, but it's the timing of it. It was kind of.
Well, my thing is, why are they going in June?
They're going in June? I didn't see
That's
that.
why they said they couldn't. That's why they said they wasn't going. It was because it's June and something about the timing of it and all that.
I didn't see June. I saw that they were trying to get them to come at the same time as the two the men's and women's national basketball team was coming too, which is still late.
That might be true, but
yeah, late May, which makes no sense, but neither here nor there. It's still it's just crazy for them not to be going right now. But yeah, man, congratulations to them. Let's talk about Tuskegee, man. We keep I say we. I always mess with Tuskegee and joke with them about their lights and stuff. Looks like that might become a reality, man. For those of you who haven't seen, A.D. Ruffin has basically said that he's not opposed to Tuskegee getting lights, and kind of gave a compelling argument why they should get get lights. Some of the reasons were that it makes it difficult trying to schedule times for practice because you can't do there's certain times the NCAA regulates that they can't have practice. And one of the things they have to do is kind of split up the practice. So they never really it's rare that they get practice at the with the full team at the same time. If they had lights, that would make it a little bit easier for them. Marquee games, having those marquee games at night, and getting them out of the heat, which is one thing that a lot of Tuskegee alumni and fans say is an advantage. But they said that hey,
player safety also though.
Player safety. One thing I do want on that note with the heat and stay playing in that heat. This is gonna sound crazy how I'm gonna say it, but you'll understand. Heat ain't heat like it used to be. It ain't heat like we could be outside 2 a days football, sometimes 3 a days, depending on what was going on. Drink your water, hydrate and stuff, and be out there. But it is the heat and stuff has climbed to like astronomical numbers. When you seeing triple digits is a norm in in places where it wasn't necessarily was, and then in Alabama that humidity, or rather that humidity to it, yeah, that player safety is something serious. Other reasons, I think you said there are like 6 baseball and softball games that could not finish due to running over in time, and it started getting dark, and they couldn't finish those games. So adding lights will allow them, and say it's not fair to the student athletes, which I definitely agree on. But your thoughts?
Yeah, that baseball, softball is where it kind of get tricky. Because football, you can always schedule the game early enough to where you can pretty much make sure it doesn't run into the dark. But you can't control how long the baseball or softball game goes. Right. You know what I mean? It's all about how long it takes you to go through those outs. Those 21 outs or whatever it is, 42 outs, whatever it is. So, that might take 3 hours, it might take an hour and a half, it just depends. So, like you say, it's unfair to those athletes on those teams to have to kind of cut games short and not be able to finish games because of a light situation that they can't control. So, I mean, it's a long time coming. I think everybody agree with that. So I'm just glad to see some progress and it moving to look like it's going to be happening.
Yeah, I said it. I said we had our man D2 HBCU football on. I could imagine it how wild it'll be to be at the shed, at night with the lights. Then tailgate all day with that courage, that other courage.
Yeah, that'll be
dope. Yeah, that'll be dope. Something else, man, that popped up in the football realm, man. So, Auburn's new head coach,
Hugh Freeze.
I was gonna call that man Lane, not Lane. Yeah, I'm gonna call him Lane Freeze or something. Lane Kifford. I don't know. But anyway, Hugh Freeze made a comment that he would love to see some of the Alabama schools, I guess, play against each other during the spring. Just to get, play against somebody. He said it made suggestion that the proceeds could be donated to a charity, or it'll give fans a chance to intermingle, things like that. Kind of talked about Alabama State, Alabama A&M being the two D1 HBCU programs in the state. Both Coach Maynard and Coach Eddie Robinson said that sounds like a great idea. They wouldn't mind doing it. Player safety comes first, so that's one thing they would always look into. But it would be nice to actually be able to hit somebody outside of your own team. He said he could even see them doing something like that with a Troy, because with them Alabama State being right there near Troy, that would be ideal. Alabama A&M not far from UAB, they could work that out, or they could play some other. So there are also some other teams, but that that intermingling,
Yeah. All right, so I look at this a couple different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So from the HBCU perspective, we talked about a lot of schools relying on money games
Mm-hmm.
to help them fund the athletic programs, not just football, but their entire athletic program
Correct.
budget. Um, if there was a way to where you could play that money game in the spring instead of playing it in the fall, that way you don't have to risk injury during the season, or all these different things. You wouldn't have to worry about it. A FAMU or someone like that who's trying to make the FCS playoffs, you wouldn't have to worry about it knocking you out of the playoffs or whatever the case may be based off your record. So I think it could help HBCUs on that front, get them the money game that they need to fund their programs, but also not be a detriment to them during the season, whether it be injury or hurting their rankings or whatever the case may be. From the predominantly white institution side, like you say, it gives you a chance to hit someone other than your own team, and you get a better evaluation for your players. But at the same time, if you're a fan of, let's say, a UAB, would you rather watch your team play each other, or would you rather watch them play another school?
Oh,
You know what I mean? So you
yeah.
would drum up more interest from your fan base if you're playing another school. And so why not make more money? Because most spring games are free because you're playing yourself. But if you're playing another team, yeah, you're not going to charge them full price like you would during the regular season. But you can make money off of that game. So why not do it? From the larger, predominantly white institution side, most of these bigger conferences are going to 8-9 conference game schedules, mostly non-conference game schedules. So you're you're taking one of those games away, one of those non-conference games away, and most likely it's going to be that FCS opponent that you were playing. So why not go ahead and still play that FCS school? Just do it in a different time of year. Just do it like if you look at LSU and Southern and playing Grambling back-to-back years, you could still play Southern and Grambling. Just play them in the spring. That way you still keep your money in state and help in-state schools, but at the same time, you don't have to worry about playing them in season and hurting your chance to make the playoffs or whatever the case may be by playing the FCS school. You can play that bigger non-conference game and it help your power rankings or your whatever your CFP ranking or whatever it is. So I think it's a win-win for both sides. The problem is, I think they got to find a way to kind of put egos aside and kind of be willing to work with each other for it to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One thing I think when you say egos, I think the one thing that's going to happen is who's going to have it at what school? What school is going to host it? I think that's going to be probably the one thing that's going to stand out.
I got another negative, another con that I think could prevent.
Okay.
If you're Coach Maynard,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, you got a wide receiver or running back or a defensive end or whatever the case may be. That's a stud. That's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all play Auburn in the spring game, and he rushed for 180 yards in the spring game versus Auburn. And then next thing you know, he in the transfer portal and he playing for Auburn. You know what I mean? Like, you're basically allowing your kids to showcase for another institution. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's one negative. If you are the HBCU, you're basically allowing your kids to showcase for a PWI. And then with the conversation we've had in the past months about going to a PWI versus HBCU for drafts and all these other kind of things, it's almost like, why would you even give them the opportunity to showcase their talent? So one of those schools who they feel like might put them in a better position to get drafted would even have that kid on his radar.
Good points. Great points. Well thought out. I have nothing to disagree with that on. So I think that's yeah.
if they were to do away with that spring transfer portal window after spring football, I think that would kind of help facilitate this and make teams less weary about doing it. But I don't know if that's going anywhere.
Yeah, I gotta look. I gotta look and see. I know there's windows right after signing day, and then I think in the spring, and then
in the spring you got 15 days from like April. I think like what was it, April 15th to April 30th or something like that.
In there one also.
There's one right after the season. Right after the season, up until like right before signing day.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So. Yeah. So that is something to think about, man. Your cons are spot on. I ain't even think about showcasing for, but that is something to think about. In Alabama, the thing about it, the one reason why it won't work, Alabama, University of Alabama, they don't play other in-state schools except for Auburn. So yeah, go figure.
But I mean, like you said though, that wouldn't stop you from playing a Troy.
Oh yeah. I think it'd be good for schools like, what I'm saying,
maybe even in Jacksonville State. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. I think
South Alabama,
South Alabama.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you could do like a rotating deal.
North Alabama, West Alabama.
You could do like a rotating deal, like in Louisiana. You could do like ULM, ULL, Grambling Southern, Louisiana Tech. Northwestern, Southeast. You know what I mean? And just kind of have a rotating schedule.
I tell you something. Now that you said that, do a jamboree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Have like, situation.
That's the perfect time for a Southland, you know what I mean? Or like a Sun Belt versus SWAC. Like we doing football. I mean, in basketball with the Pac-12, you know what I mean? Like the challenge type of deal.
Yeah.
Do something similar to that.
I like that. So we got to mark this down.
Versus the CAA.
We got to mark this down so we tell Dr. McClellan and get this going. Get this day going. All right. But hey, man, before we go any further, man, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors over at Bet Online. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Hey, welcome back. Hey, so there's a big deal. Well, I say a big deal. Could be a big deal. On the horizon between HBCUs and its company Play Fly Sports. HBCU Elevate. You see about that?
Yeah, man. It looked like the minority-owned, black-owned company. Play Fly is got to deal with like 10 different HBCUs to where they kind of are like a network in a sense, and brands can partner with all 10 of those institutions at once just by making one deal. So it's like a 10 for 1 type situation, and the money would be split evenly between the schools. That way, it's basically a way to help some of these HBCUs get more sponsorships and more marketing deals, but by putting them in deals with companies that might not be interested in them otherwise. But because you get such a package deal, such a broad spectrum of schools and locations, it's kind of more advantageous. And if I'm not mistaken, the schools were you had Coppin State, Bethune, North Carolina A&T, Lane, Florida Memorial, Edward Waters, Savannah State, Morgan State, South Carolina State. So yeah, those institutions get a chance to get a few more deals, get more money flowing in for those schools, and honestly, it's kind of a groundbreaking type of situation because I don't think we've ever really seen, a deal where multiple schools get, sign one deal and get the same benefits.
Yeah. That's there's something else I saw like that that made me think about that this deal here where it's nope, I'm thinking about because we've seen this with the schools sign one deal and it goes to all the student athletes, but
Yeah,
like you said with this, saying it going to multiple schools, that's actually a really good look. I hope to see more of this with like different conferences, like the MEAC may sign a deal and or the SIAC or CIAA.
And speaking of SIAC, these brands will also have a chance to sponsor certain championship events put on by the SIAC. So and what I like about this deal is it's a variety of schools at different levels. You got the North Carolina A&Ts and the Bethunes, but then you also got all the way down the lane in Edward Waters. You got a variety of different sizes, a variety of different locations. So to me, it's kind of spreading love across the diaspora.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, I do want to shout out because he popped in. A guy named Hakeem says, "Hey, what y'all talking about? I try to support new channels. What y'all think about y'all?" Well, Hakeem, appreciate you for coming through. We actually talking HBCUs tonight. We talked Ja last night, but we all gonna talk about Ja's sister, Naya Morant. She committed to Mississippi Valley State, man. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to her. I was looking. Says she is a 5. I think they said 5'7", 5'7", 5'7" point guard. That stat sheet stuffer. I don't know if it matters. I mean, height matters in basketball, period. But I don't know if it matters quite as much in on the women's side as far as point guards and stuff.
Maybe not as point guards, but
you know what I'm saying.
But man, if you 5'7", you probably not gonna be playing point guard. You probably gonna be playing on the wing or in the post, especially at the HBCU. But it's a good pickup. Not just for what she could do on the court. I seen some clips of her. She could ball, but it brings exposure to a program that definitely needs it.
Right. That was one of my thoughts. If she could, get that attention going into school. We talk about all the time who goes to Valley as far as to watch games, to support and stuff because of its location. But for her to pick, and it's funny because when I first saw the picture, I kind of saw it at a glance, and I was like, "Oh, fam, you picked up a good one."
Chill out,
because I saw the green. I said, "Oh, fam, picked up a good one." Now I read said Valley pulled this off. So
I wonder if it's because it's close to Memphis, or one of the closest to Memphis. You know what I mean? Like
you might be on. Is it closer? I had to look it up. Is it closer to Memphis than Tennessee State?
That might be a good. Yeah, that's probably the second closest.
So I have to look that up. I'm gonna have to look that up in real time. See how close it is. It is close. So it'll be to Memphis is 2 hours.
Yeah.
So let's look at Nashville. Now I think Nashville to Memphis is like 3 hours.
Yeah, I think it is like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. So yeah, it is closer. So that's a good look, man. That's a good look for him.
But we talked about it all the time, though, bro. How do you get like a simple way that you could get exposure is social media, bro.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And just the social media presence that comes, you know what I mean? Like it's eyes on your program anyway is never a bad thing. So that's almost exactly what the doctor ordered for Mississippi Valley, not just for the women's basketball team, but for the school and athletic department as a whole.
Bingo.
Ja coming to a game, you know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
can see it now. Ja coming to homecoming to kick it with little sis. You know what I'm saying? I can see all of it now.
Yeah, he'll have some free time on his hand.
Chill
Akeem,
out.
you said
Chill
Akeem, you
out.
said are we gonna talk about him? There you go. He gonna have some free time on his hands. Unfortunately. I know we talked about it a little bit last night, or talked about it a lot last night. Half a season is something I heard floating around.
That's way too long, bro.
That's what
Miles Bridges got 30 games, bro. And he committed a crime.
Yeah. So that's way, like you said, way too long, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's move on to some baseball, man. I was trying to go back and look. I was trying to go back and look at the preseason predictions.
Oh, I know who I picked in the West.
Yeah, I know I picked in the East. I was trying to see who the SWAC had, you know what I'm saying, the media had. I want to say it was Southern, possibly, out of the West. Southern out of the West. I know Alabama State was in the East.
Wait, was it Southern? It might have been Southern.
Yeah, I think it was Southern. Grambling was second, and Jackson State PV. I think in Jackson State was fourth.
Jackson State in the East.
In the East, okay, all right. Well, who was second in the East? I can't remember. Either way, right now as it stands, Alabama State has already clinched first place in the East. If I'm not mistaken, Grambling has also clinched first place in the West. So those will be your 1 and 2 seeds.
Grambling got PV this weekend.
Yeah, I gotta look and see who State got. I want to say State got like Valley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they got the last place team in the East. I could be wrong though. I haven't looked at it.
I looked at it Monday. But I forgot.
Shout out to Coach Warren though, man.
Yeah.
I told you them boys over there doing big things, man.
They did, man. They made a strong, very strong push on the back half of the season. Oh no, they actually have I was wrong. FAMU. They've got FAMU this weekend. Yep. So I tell you who else was making a push. Bethune was making a push.
Yeah, Boone. Yeah, they've been playing. Prairie View been playing good down the street, ball down the street, too. Honestly, them and Southern both.
Yeah, so it's just good to see them. I do want to say, now that their season is officially over, man, congratulations to Dillard, man. Dillard University, DU. Started to see. We talked about this. They started the season off like horrible, very rocky. They got into conference play, turned things around. Got second place. It went into the tournament as second place, or the number 2 seed. Ended up winning the GCAC tournament. And ended up going to the NAIA tournament, and they lost. But double elimination tournament, and they lost both opening games. But inaugural season, man, nothing to hang your head about. It's a lot to build on. I look forward to seeing them. I think the next year or next 2 years, man, they'll be in the BC that Black College World Series in Montgomery.
Yeah, definitely. And kudos to Florida Memorial for winning that too.
Yeah, big shout out. So, I talked, man. 19 innings, bro.
Yeah, American game went show.
Yeah. 19 innings. It was the score was like, what was the final score? 5-4. Yeah,
5-4. Yeah.
So big.
And there's been some more coaches who getting a chance to participate in that Bill Walsh diversity.
Mm-hmm.
I know Grambling's special teams coach, if I'm not mistaken, and there's been a few other coaches who've been getting the opportunity to go to some mini camps and rookie camps for the NFL. So good to see that more HBCU coaches getting a chance to expand their knowledge of the game. Hopefully, some kind of network, some kind of connections get established to where we start seeing more climb the ranks.
Right. Yeah. So, this next story, man. We talked about this last year, or this summer, and many of you may remember this story when the Delaware State women's lacrosse team was heading back from a game they had, a match they had. They were pulled over in Georgia by I think it was the Liberty County Sheriff's Department. They were told, basically accused of having drugs, then told they weren't going to be searched, and then they were searched, illegally searched. It was reported up to, I mean, even the governor of Delaware reported them up to the Department of Justice. Well, that case has just been settled or reached an agreement. And the Department of Justice the DOJ released a statement that per conditions of the agreement, Liberty County will review its bias-free policing policies and make necessary updates to its policies on traffic enforcement and searches, and develop and implement a data collection procedures, among other provisions. Yeah. So
basically a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, man. It sounds like thoughts and prayers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
we got caught, so we'll do something, which is nothing, but we'll say we did something.
Yeah, it's a bunch of BS, if you ask me.
That's a bunch of BS.
Talk to them.
So today at FAMU, there was a bomb threat called in. They had to evacuate the entire campus. Thankfully, fortunately, there was no bomb found. But it just goes to show the uphill battle these institutions still face today. That people claim there's no hatred, there's no whatever you want, discrimination, there's no whatever you want to call it. But obviously, these institutions were created for a reason, and they're still serving a reason and a need in our community today. And that's why these things happen, because they're still a threat. And that's why we must support them. And that's why we must, make sure that they stay for the long haul like they've been doing, that they keep surviving, because they are a threat. And that's why they're trying to take them. That's why they're trying to close them. That's why they're trying to defund them. That's why there's the war on HBCUs that there is because they're such a threat. So keep supporting them, man. And y'all pray for them people down there at FAMU.
Yeah, man. FAMU, the only public institution, public HBCU in Florida. With everything going on politically, man, I'm just praying that they, can get through without, any interruptions to not just traditions, but to also just, what they should be. That, so. Yeah. Last thing, man, we can get ready to close out, man. Our condolences go out to Fort Valley State University. They lost one of their legends, Mr. Wilson Gosher. He actually, so looking at this, in 1957, he came to Fort Valley State at the age of 16 and was a three sport athlete: football, basketball, and baseball. So Mr. Gosher, it was trying to see where it says. Said he began his career as an official at Fort Valley State, officiating intramural sports while he was a student, and then it basically led him to a 30-year career as an official in football and basketball at every level in sports. He retired an NFL official in '84. He continued to officiate college football and basketball games until the early '90s. Say our condolences to Mr. Gosher and his family. You know what I'm saying? And hey, just can you imagine not just going to college at 16, but to be a 3-sport athlete at that age.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Man. But man, that's all we got, man. That's all I got. You got something else before we get up out of here?
Nah, bro. I ain't got nothing.
I know when we come back on Monday. I want to talk some transfer portal, man.
All right.
Talk some transfer portal because there's some teams been under the radar picking up a lot of prospects.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. You
Go
seen
ahead.
them lists? Them top 10 lists?
I have. I heard about some and some people not happy with them, but yeah, I've seen some top something lists.
Let's do a top list. What you think?
Yeah, we can do one. You talking about right now? Or you gonna do it on Monday?
Nah, let's wait. Let's put some
All right.
thought into it.
All right, we definitely do that. I know a list we gonna have to. We definitely gonna do. We ain't gonna just talk about this upcoming season. Let's talk about top programs, football programs, HBCU football programs.
Oh yeah, so what you trying to do is you trying to do a ranking, a historical ranking.
Let's do that. We're gonna do a historical ranking. It's not just gonna be us. We're gonna get the people involved.
We're gonna reach out to our peoples.
We're gonna get the people involved. It's gonna be
Y'all be on the lookout for that.
Yes,
it's coming.
Yeah, so hey, that's all I got.
What's the
man.
best HBCU job out there? Y'all tell us.
Definitely. All right, man. We gotta get up out of here. I gotta help these Lakers out, man. But
I gotta go take me some Benadryl.
All right, man. Like that, we out. This show was presented by betonline.ag.
Bring me my money.